Hello and welcome to DLOVE Indie Radio and Talk Show. This is where we talk everything. Yes, sir. So stream us live and let's be legendary. For the month of September, we have on our artist roster is Christian hip hop artist Mario Manifest Chambers. And also on our list, we have gospel recording artist Miss TINA NELMS. For September the 21st, we have traditional gospel artist group, The Cross Family. And for September 29th, we have Christian hip-hop artist Willie Foreman Jr. And for tonight's special guest will be Miss TINA NELMS. We will discuss her music and her life as an independent gospel artist. Now, a special thank you to our previous special guests, our listeners, and our followers for watching and sharing our videos. We greatly appreciate you.
The next time it starts to rain, put away your umbrella. It's just a kiss from heaven. It's just a kiss from someone you love. The next time it starts to rain, put away your umbrella. Start dancing in the rain. Start singing in the rain. Start running in the rain. It's just a kiss from heaven. The next time it starts to rain, put away your umbrella. Start jumping in a puddle. It's just a kiss from someone you love. The next time it starts to rain, put away your umbrella. It's just a kiss from heaven. It's just a kiss from someone you love. Start dancing in the rain. Start singing in the rain. Jump in a puddle in the rain. It's just a kiss from heaven. The next time
All right, all right, all right, y'all. Hi there. I'm your host, D Love of D Love Indie Radio and Talk Show. And guys, I am so glad you decided to come and watch this show on tonight because y'all, we have a special guest tonight. We're going to introduce her in a moment. But what that video you just saw and just watched was by Miss Juliet Brown, and the name of that song is Put Away Your Umbrella. And sometimes, y'all, we have to do that in order for God to cover us, right? Yes, let's allow God to be the comforter. Let His Holy Spirit be that comforter as we say He is in our lives. Let's allow Him to comfort us in the hours that seems like there is so much trouble going on, so much things going on. But if we just reach up to heaven and allow God to be our covering, we can move all those things that is bothering us in this time. But y'all, why be low key when you can be legendary? And y'all, we're being legendary for Christ. And I hope you are doing that too. But y'all, let's get on into this show and let's introduce our guests on tonight. But y'all know how I do it. I will read their bio a little bit. And so the special guest we have tonight, her name is Tina Nems. And Tina is the first female artist who is signed to Nems Music Planet LLC. So, y'all, she's really not an independent gospel artist. Okay, so she is signed to a label here, which is called Nems Music Planet LLC. And we'll discuss that in a little while. And it says that she is a groundbreaking, which is a groundbreaking move that has added a fresh, powerful voice to the label's roster. She is a dynamic psalmist, pianist, songwriter, and worship leader based in Houston, Texas, with over 20 years of music ministry experience. Tina's music is heartfelt and inspiring, blending raspy soul with a modern gospel edge. Her bold sound and lyrical honesty resonate across generations and borders. She began singing and playing piano at the age of 5. By age 12, she was serving churches. And by 16, she presented original songs at the Gospel Music Workshop of America. Y'all, I introduced to some and introduced to others, none other than Miss Tina Nems. Hi, Miss Tina.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. Glad to be with you.
Yes, God bless you. It is such a wonderful feeling to have you here on tonight. I'm so glad you accepted the invitation to come and be on the show.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So tell us, how has your day been? How has your day been today? And
It's
what did
been
you
busy. Meeting
do?
after meetings, negotiations, meetings, contracts, graphics, artwork, you name it. It's fulfilled, a fulfilled day.
You know what? You sound like me sometimes during the week. I am,
Yes,
and sometimes I purposely make myself busy to keep myself motivated. That's just how I do. I just
true.
roll like that. Keep myself focused, from any other thing that I shouldn't even be focused on. I focus on my goals and that in which
Yes,
what God will have me to do. And so I know how it is when you say graphics, meetings,
yes.
meetings.
Meetings,
So
meetings, meetings. That's all I can
yeah.
say. Meetings, meetings,
Yeah,
meetings.
I know, right? So, hey, kudos to those women that's out there just making it happen. So we just
Yes.
so glad that God allowed you to do so much, in the gospel community, and even for the work that you're doing right now. I took the pleasure to read your bio because I like for the audience to kind of get a good feel of who we gonna bring on the show, and a lot of people have already know who you are, and so just tell the listeners and those that are watching right now, just a little bit more about you, what the
Okay.
bio does not tell us.
Well, I am a native Houstonian at that.
Okay.
I am a mother. I have one biological son and a whole lot of godchildren and adopted children that I claim that are dear to me.
Yeah.
The great thing you mentioned the label. I am signed to Nelms Music Planet record label, and no, I'm not what you would call an independent artist, but I'm on an independent record label.
Okay.
It is
Got
not
it.
one of the massive labels. It is owned by my sister.
Okay.
I don't own the label. I'm an artist and a manager of one of our artists and songs on demand, and we can talk
Okay.
about that. But she owns a label. My sister's name is Nina Nelms,
All right.
and so has the pleasure to do some family business together for God's work and God's ministry. So that's the great thing about what we're doing. We now have three additional artists on the label as well.
Okay.
I was pleasured to be the first. Being family, you kind of get that extra perk sometime. Being the guinea pig, I guess you could say.
Being
But
that guinea pig, huh?
yes, yes. But at the end of the day, it's been a great journey. We've got a great team. Shout out to the entire Nelms Music Planet record label and team and roster. The
Uh-huh.
producers we work with have been phenomenal. I've been a music artist for the last 7 to 8 years, but I've been playing for churches, minister of music, worship leaders for over 25 years. Yeah. Mhm.
Wonderful. That is wonderful. That's great to know. All right.
Yes.
So Miss Nina Nims is your sister. She
Yes.
uh she boss lady. As
Yes,
I can
yes.
say.
I love to
She
call her that. You're the boss.
I know, right?
I'm
Like
just an addition to the team, but you're the boss.
wonderful. That is
Yes,
such a great accomplishment to be able to, get into business, and not only just get into business, but be able to work with your family, and
right.
to have family involved in a lot of the things that you're doing, especially when it comes to writing music, putting it out there, recording it, marketing it, promoting it. A lot of us artists would love to have our family involved, but some of us can't have family involved.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I
I
mean,
know, right?
I think we've been blessed because we started out with the mantra that failure is not an option. I used to
Yeah,
have a women's conference that I used to do called Failure is Not an Option. And that's the way we came into this is that, hey, God keeps waking us up every day. If he gives us grace and mercy, we can give each other grace and mercy.
I know, right?
And we're not going to be perfect. We're not going to always get everything right, but we're striving for the right purpose. And if we have
Yes.
that fortitude and mindset, then we can do this. And so far, it's been almost, well, it's been 8 years, going on 8 years. It'll
That's
be 8 years
beautiful.
in March. So, yeah, excited about the tenure and where we're going, what we're doing.
Awesome. Awesome. So has there
Yes.
been any challenges in working with family involved?
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, we're siblings. All siblings are not going to agree on everything. I'm the extrovert. She's the introvert. So
Okay.
I'm the creative and the artistry. She's the business and the contracts and negotiations. So it's kind of like we fit like a glove. So it kind of works. But of course, when those two heads have to come together, sometimes we're not going to always see eye to eye. But
Yeah.
again, I think we all come together with that mindset of, hey, at the end of the day, we have the right goal in mind.
Uh-huh.
One of us have to give. It's a give and a take. And at the end of the day, she's the boss. So hey, I'm gonna share what I feel, sister and artist. Once you make the decision, that's what we doing. She's the CEO. So I think that's what long as everybody respects their roles and
Yeah.
understand what that is, then hey,
Yeah.
we move forward.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I was thinking when you mentioned she's the introvert and you're the extrovert.
Hmm.
Hey, God put me in one package.
Oh, awesome,
I
awesome.
could be either introvert or I could be the extrovert. It really depends. And now I see now why God got me doing so much. It seems like there's just so much that I'm doing, but
That's
I
a
love it
blessing.
and I enjoy it. And you have to find a balance when it's
Hmm.
like that. And I see that
Right.
there is a balance with you working with your sister, being
Yes.
introvert, and you're the extrovert, and just learning
Hmm.
to work together in harmony. And that is
Right.
such commendable for you both. And so, are you all looking for any other artists to add to the label, or?
We are always looking for other artists. The great thing about Neil's Music Planet is that our mantra is we put out music that is different. Different music. The reason why it's called Planet is music out of this world. We create music
Okay.
out of this world. So
Okay.
that's the mantra. So not only do we focus on gospel music, that's the forte that I'm in, and I write other music. I write pop and love songs. I write jingles and commercials. So we do other things as well.
Okay.
My sister has the pleasure to be on the board for the Austin Symphony,
Mm-hmm.
because both of us play two to three other instruments as well. So
Yes.
the great thing is that yes, we are always looking. I would say always submit. We have a team that goes through a review process, and they go from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
hmm Yeah.
Awesome. I don't know why that banner showed up like that,
Oh, that's
but
okay.
it's supposed to run across. Okay, here we go. There we go. I want to share with the audience, who you are, at the bottom.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Tell me, did that change? Yes, it did. There we go.
Okay.
We finally got it. I'm like, that big
There we
old
go.
red, big old red
That's
sign.
okay. Look, we're just trying to get the information out. That's what matters.
I know, right?
Exactly.
All right. So tell us, what was your first experience with music?
Oh, wow. Um, my parents were a part of one of the first original gospel choirs out of Houston, community choirs. My
Uh-huh.
dad was the president, and so we traveled all over the world. That's how I came familiar with GMWA, the Gospel Music Workshop of America.
Yeah.
I worked with the youth mass choir at the GMWA, so that would be my first. I mean, I literally was walking in their arms as a
Uh-huh.
baby, being
Oh.
passed around from Louisiana people to Texas people to Austin people. I mean, you name it,
Yeah.
at every event, because we were just the church babies that was always in church. And
Uh-huh.
so by the time we got 5, 6 years old, we wanted to start learning music because that's what we were around all the time.
Right.
Whether it was midnight musicals or community concerts, whatever the case may be. We were on the road traveling with our parents. I was grateful that my parents didn't leave me at home. I think that made a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Sometimes when parents get busy and they have multiple kids, they leave those kids with the grandparent or someone at home. Very seldom did that happen. Our parents wanted us to get that exposure, and they felt like, hey, idle mind is a devil's workshop. If I got you in church, that'll keep your mind on that. So
Yeah.
that was and it carried over into us doing music.
Yeah.
And so by the time I was 5, I led my first song at my home church in Acres Home, Houston, same place that Cardi's from, at the Star Bethel Church.
Okay.
Um, and so led the first song there at 5, and then started playing for the youth choir at Antioch Church in Houston at the age
Okay.
of 12,
And what
and
was the
started
what
to
was the name
teach.
of the song? You remember the name of the song?
The first song I sung was "I'm Going Up Yonder" by Tremaine Harper. Yes.
Ah!
Yes. I will
As
never forget it. My family will not let me forget, because they were like,
yeah.
"You were 5 and you were not scared at all. You got the mic and just started singing." I'm like, "Well,
That,
I've been around it. When you've been around something, your fear level is a little different. I fear
yeah.
God, but I don't fear people." Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well,
hmm
that's beautiful. I'm so glad you it's I'm not gonna say it seems it's like that for a lot of us artists, especially in gospel music. We find ourselves it comes the talents comes through the blood, the
Yes.
bloodline, of our
Yes.
family. And
Yes.
I said something last week to the artist that was on the show last week, Manifest, that hey, it's not just through the family, it's through us as a people. God
Right.
chose us to
hmm
worship
Selected.
him. He
hmm
selected us
Right.
specifically for that
Right.
purpose. That's why we have so many talents
hmm
as a people of this ethnicity. And
Right.
so everyone is talented, but
In
when you
different
look
spaces.
at our ethnicity, and I
hmm
could just, feel God's presence as I talk about it, how blessed of a
We are.
people that we are.
Yes, I
And
totally agree.
for us to allow the enemy to separate us in certain areas is not
hmm
God's will.
No, no.
If we all came together,
Wow.
unified, hallelujah, from church to
Yes.
church, ministry, pastor to
Yes.
pastor, evangelist to evangelist. This would be heaven on earth.
Literally. Literally.
Literally.
Literally.
And I think about it all the time. I said, Lord, if we all just have that same mind, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not
Unified.
like that. And so,
Yeah.
what is your thoughts on how separated the gospel industry seems to be with some of the people? What causes this separation, and how do you feel that we can get ourselves back to where we should be as a people?
Yeah, for somebody that's been, around it all my life and have seen different, I guess, decades, because I think
Uh-huh.
every decade takes a different personality.
Yes.
Because and not so much just the people, but the exposure. I mean, 30 years ago, we didn't have social media and platforms like
Yeah.
this. So I think it takes on a different description or a different expression for
Hmm.
each decade. However, I think all of us come with the common goal, but sometimes we lose purpose on what our approach and
Yeah.
what's our major focal point is on making sure that the message is being heard.
Yeah.
Because my first thing I tell people all the time when you're interested in going into artistry is not the 11 o'clock singer. It is
Hmm.
not that's one transition, being a church leader, being a
Yeah.
worship leader, being a musician, being a choir director, leading worship at churches for 20 years plus. Then you switch and say, okay, I want to be an artist. It takes a year or two to make that adjustment that, hey, there's an artist side to it, to get the message out, to minister to God's people, but there's a
Hmm.
business side to this. And so
Yeah.
you got to look at numbers, you got to look at streams, radio servicing. There's so many different things that you have to focus on, which is great to have a manager, great to have a label.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I think that because of those variation things of artistry, business side, the industry, what
Hmm.
people are gravitating to, what they're requesting, what type of music they're requesting, I think it becomes with the generational age differences
Hmm.
of what's popular now than versus what was popular 30 years ago.
Yeah.
The digital sounds are different. You have digital instruments, whereas you only had a piano, organ, and a real drum. You had to really
Yeah.
be a musician to play 30 years ago. Now
Yeah.
you can kind of finagle a little bit, you know, with the
Yeah.
digital instruments. So I think it's just the industry that has changed. But how do we get back to that? I think
Yeah.
we all have to just search ourselves and get back to the core of why we started doing it.
Right.
For any artist that's out here now or artist that's to come, don't lose your purpose as to why you started
Yes.
being an artist
Yes.
or why you wanted to share the message through song. It is to disciple people, to share the message and be of encouragement, to motivate people, to minister to the hearts of people, to know that, hey, no one may clap for you, but at the end of the day, you bless somebody and may have
Yeah.
kept somebody from taking their life. That's more important. And
Yes.
yes, sales is important. We want to get the songs out. We want to chart. We want to do all those things. Those are the extra added things that come along with the territory. But at the
Hmm.
end of the day, keep the focus that, hey, I just want to be a vessel that God uses to help save somebody. If we can do that, I think we'll get back to the core.
That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You said it excellent.
Oh,
I mean, in a nutshell, I mean, you just really just gave it to us out there. And so I really appreciate you sharing that and expressing it in that way, because some of us, we lose focus,
yeah.
what is that why? And I also said that to another artist. What is your why? Why did you
Hmm.
start? You know,
Right.
from
Right.
the very beginning, why did you start? Is it to be
Right.
famous, or is it to bring souls to Christ, or is
Hmm.
it because of your love for Christ? What is it?
Right.
What is your
Or
why?
for some of us, for some of us that do music full time, it's passion and it's employment. And we
Yeah.
want to use our gift for God, but yet and still, in order for me to be effective, I have to do it full time. So it's got to be a form of income. So I think
Yeah.
sometimes it's juggling all of that to make sure
Yeah.
that we don't lose focus that income is not the priority. It's an
Right.
extra added benefit because God bless you with a gift. And I
Yeah.
think that that's, as long as we can keep those things on the focal point of our minds and our hearts, I think
Yeah.
that we can get back to the core of why God gave us the gift to begin with.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So you recording music and everything is this is all you do on a daily, or is there anything you do outside of music?
Oh my God, that's a loaded question. Um, so wow, I will start with my paraprofessional. I am an HR director, HR manager by
Okay,
trade for the last 20 something plus years. I have a master's in Christian leadership. I'm a licensed Christian counselor. I
okay.
have an MBA in HR management. I have a bachelor's of business and a music education degree, where I've actually taught piano lessons and sung German in school,
Uh,
and did things like that as well. So those are two areas. So I still do play for churches
uh-huh.
on Sunday mornings, and teach, and lead worship, and do artistry. But then I also do my HR consulting. I do some business resume writing, counseling, career coaching, and then yeah, I mean, and then I help with the label. I'll stop there.
Girl.
That fills my week. Trust me, even
That's
if I'm off on
beautiful.
vacation and not working, I'm busy. People like, well, I thought you were supposed to be off. I'm still busy. There's tons of things I need to be doing. So that,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So
being an
how do
artist
you
is
manage
busy.
it all? How do you manage it
Sometimes I'm not gonna say I'm always great at it.
all? Uh-huh.
Sometimes I have to say, okay, I'm not gonna get to that today. Got to push it forward to the
Yeah.
next day.
Yeah.
But I think it's prioritizing deadlines,
Uh-huh.
making sure that you make the priority the priority. Hey, I got a day job. I got deadlines I got to meet. I got to meet those things because
Yeah.
that's what a gift that God gave me as well, and educated me to do. And I want to be of good quality and service to them. But
Yeah.
also, hey, once I get off 5 or 6 o'clock or whatever that is, then
Mhm.
I got the shift. I got rehearsal at 7:30. Let me change
Yeah.
hats, get my music hat on, do what I need to do there. And then
Yeah.
once I'm done with that, it's more like compartmentalizing, but also keeping the priority
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
order.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you write everything down? Do you have a calendar or?
I do a lot from Outlook. I work a
Okay.
lot from my phone,
Yeah.
as it's sitting right here next to me.
I,
And then, but I'm a great note taker. I'm one of those people that if I write it down, I remember it.
uh-huh.
So even if I have to type it, I'll remember it. If I
Mhm.
somebody tell it to me, I'll probably forget it. But if I write it down, if I put it on my calendar or something, I'll remember. So yeah, I do use tools,
Yeah.
because yeah, there it can be overwhelming, and I'm one of those. I hate to miss a deadline because of my integrity, or
Yeah.
not miss where I'm supposed to be,
Uh-huh.
because I feel like your reputation, your integrity goes a long way. And so I'm always double checking. Okay, I think I reached out to Big Ben yesterday. Hey, we got something coming up. What's going on? Did I miss something? 'Cause I will
Yeah.
always double check because I want to make sure that I'm keeping my integrity and keeping my a woman of my word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's wonderful, wonderful. You seem like you're just really just on that path and you're just doing all that God has put in your hands to do. And it is so important that, because I really believe, God look at us. He entrusts us to do more with what he gave us.
Yes.
Now, like the word says, faith without works is
Works.
what? They're
Dead.
dead. And so if
Mm-hmm.
we don't make extra steps to,
Oh my
because
God.
we already trusting God to for us to be doing the things that we are doing. But sometimes I sit back, I say, now what else can I be doing?
Right.
That's just
True.
how I do,
True.
on,
Mhm.
on the back end. What people don't see, when they may see that she's busy, she doing this, she doing this, she doing that. But when I feel like I have not done enough, I find myself sitting to myself and I'm
Mhm.
thinking, Lord, what else can I be doing?
Right.
Because I
Mhm.
don't like to lag. I don't like to sit and
Right.
just not be doing nothing.
Right.
And so on this road, many people will tell you certain things on how to
Mhm.
do it this way and how to do it that way and this and that other. But yet and still, we answer only to God
To God.
when it comes to
Mhm.
this gospel. So,
Yes.
what is the best advice that somebody have given you thus far while on your path here?
Um. I don't know if it was advice given or just confirmation of something I felt before I got here. Because
Uh-huh.
I guess because I have been around it for a long time,
Yeah.
I've seen some of the ups and downs of the industry.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to be true to who I am.
Mm.
Not try to be like anybody else, not try to do it like anybody else,
Yeah.
but be authentic. As everybody knows, that's my word. Be authentic to who
Yeah.
you are.
Mhm.
And one reason why I feel like I've gotten several confirmations of that is because God created all of us for a purpose. And if
Mhm.
we fulfill what he created in us to do, then we will reach all the audiences that he expects us to reach so
Yeah.
that nothing goes null and void.
Yeah.
But when we start trying to imitate someone else, then we're in their lane and trying to uphold what they are supposed to be doing, and we miss our mark.
Yeah.
So, if there's any good wisdom or advice, I would say that I've been confirmed and really received in my spirit. It was just to be true to who you are and what God created you to be, or me to be, to execute that well, do it to the best of my ability, and always be striving to do better.
Yes. 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 So we know that people can speak certain things in our lives that give us all the advice that some of us do seek. Some of us don't seek anybody's advice because we're none other but doing nothing but trusting in the Lord. And so
Right. True.
I'm thinking about that song right now. My grandmother used to say, "I will trust
Trust. Yes. Good old
in
hymns.
the Lord."
Yes, God. Yes, God. Got to. Got to trust him.
Yes. Sometimes we got to go back to them hymns too.
Yes. Yes.
I
Trust me.
promise you.
I tell anybody when you're really going through, pull a hymn
Uh-huh.
out. Promise
Yeah.
you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And so I saw you. I was looking at some of your music, and I saw one of your songs that you're collaborating with an artist that's one of my favorites, and that's
Oh,
Molly
okay.
Music. Molly
Yes.
Music. So
Yes.
tell
Yes.
us about that experience with
Yes.
collaborating with him.
So we had the pleasure. Our NELMS Music Planet, our record label, was collaborating with his management team, Daniel Musgrove. Shout out to him and Musgrove Distribution, and was
Okay.
on the Wave It tour with him last year. And when we were getting ready to put it all together and talking about what we were going to do in the sets and things like that, my sister said, "Hey, it'd be great if my artist Leroy Thomas, who's also a record label artist of ours, and Tina could get together with him and do a collab." And
Okay.
Molly, we were expecting him to say, okay, yeah, let me see what I come up with. I'll come back with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I hear somebody writes in your camp. Send me something.
Huh?
And I was given 7 days to come up with a couple songs for him to review that I
Okay.
wrote myself.
Mm-hmm.
I had the pleasure of working with Roger Bubba Dowling, who's my producer here locally here in Houston.
Yeah.
Awesome, phenomenal. And he had worked with Molly Music before, so he kind of knew his style. So I
Uh-huh.
came up with 4 songs in that 7 day, and I said, hey, Bubba, what do you think? He said, let's go with these two. We submitted
Uh-huh.
those two, and Molly came back and said, I'm having trouble picking which one. I like both. I was mesmerized. As a songwriter, you're like, hey, because his style is, it's
Yeah.
churchy and it's convicting. I love his conviction in his songs and his
Uh-huh.
lyrics, but it's got a different urban contemporary sound to it. So I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I was meeting that match. And so very grateful that he liked both. We turned it around. We were able to go in the studio and work with him. And then there's a video of it out as well.
Yeah, I
That he
watched
came
it.
out
Yeah.
with this past February. That
Uh-huh.
did a phenomenal job on that. Shout out to Cool Wave Media on the video, working with us on that. So yeah, just a great experience. We had the chance to do it at the SOAR Awards in
Mm-hmm.
March.
Okay.
And then it was got to the second round of the Stella Awards this year, for 2 to 3 categories.
Okay.
And so we didn't make it to the finalists, but definitely got a nod from the Stella for consideration.
Yeah.
And then we just recently won the Intercontinental Music Awards, which is represented globally with 68 countries.
Yeah.
And we represent North America for the Gospel Contemporary Song of the Year. So very
Wonderful.
excited about that. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Hmm.
that's great.
Yes.
Turn it around is a wonderful song. I listened, I had to keep listening to it. I kept
Oh,
listening to because my boy was on that song. Not only just him, but
yes.
you're on the
Thank
show.
you.
And so thank
Thank
you so much
you.
for being a part of the show here today.
Yes.
But I tell you, I have been listening to Molly music since
Oh,
he
yeah.
started from the
Yes.
beginning.
Yahweh. Come on, Yahweh.
Yeah, when he was wearing the little what was that? It was like a little blue jean jacket he used to wear all
Uh-huh.
the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I said
Yep.
he don't know how many people he have
Watch him.
blessed and how many
Yes.
artists,
Follow him. Hmm.
yeah, follow
And I'll
him.
have to say, and working with him, he is just he is so a willing soul to want to do whatever. Musically, there's no boundaries. I mean, he's
Yeah.
whatever he can do to make it the best that it can be.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he's just really a open person when it comes from that angle to make
Yeah.
sure that, hey, it's the best it's going to be. We're giving out God our best and adding some creativity to it and making it wonderful. So
Yeah.
I have to say that about him. Definitely creative mind, just creative
Wonderful,
mind.
wonderful.
Hmm.
Now, getting off from Molly, because this is about you too.
Oh,
I want to talk about your music from the beginning, the music that you started out with recording.
okay.
Which song was the first?
My
Wait,
Faith and My Fight was my
there
signature
it is.
song.
Yes, my
Yeah.
faith
Now
and my fight.
I did have one two other songs, like a little draft that I did called There Is Hope when I first started. Shout out to Ruth Goolsby
Yeah.
from the Kojic community that worked with me on that. And then Wait on Him, she did that with me as well. But as far as under the label full fledged pushing as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
my signature song was My Faith and My Fight, which
All
was done by
right.
Roger Bubba Dowling as well.
I
Yeah.
love the title of that.
Yes.
I
That's
mean,
my signature song for a
that's a
reason.
powerful title. My
Yes,
faith, my
yes.
fight.
And my fight. Yes.
Yes,
It's gonna
I
take
love.
both.
I know, right? Tell tell
Yes.
us how did this how did you birth this song? What was it
Sure.
within this song that
So
appealed to you?
I think I've dated myself a couple of times, so I'm definitely, in the middle age group. I'll say that.
Uh-huh.
And so with going through that, you go through empty nesting. Sometimes your, marriage dynamics change.
Hmm.
So things you go through transitions, and we as females in that middle age group, we start to question ourselves and start to ask, okay, is this all that there is to life? Am I just gonna, do music on Sundays? Am I just gonna share here or there, or am I gonna be able to spread the message bigger than what it is? Or am I going to do something different with my career?
Yeah.
I'm right at that, 40s, 50s. What's going on? Where do I need to be for the latter part of
Mhm.
my life?
Yeah.
And I just know you feel sometimes like, okay, this is what it is. So let me be content with that.
Yeah.
And I was just writing one day and it was like the Lord tapped me on the shoulder and just said, hey, it's not over. Long as you're
Hmm.
breathing every day, keep your
Yeah.
faith in your fight. What I
Yeah.
have for you, it will come to pass. Stay
Mhm.
to the course. Don't give up. Keep your faith in your fight, and I'll see you through it. Just hang on in there. And he's done that. He's done that. And that's been almost 5 years ago. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You have a beautiful testimony, a great testimony at that. And
Thank
I
you.
know a lot of us have testimonies,
Oh,
but you
yes.
can tell those ones that you know that
Oh,
God just pulled you out
yes,
of
ma'am.
the trenches, out the fire.
Yes, ma'am.
He pulled you out of every storm.
Woo, tried in the fire.
Yes. Glory to
But
God.
I come
So
out as pure gold, and that's the great thing. Yes.
yes, and I could see that. I mean, I could feel it too, so
Yes,
I
ma'am.
know exactly what you were talking. That's why then I looked at it and said, my faith, my
My
fight.
fight.
I began
Yes.
to think about my life, how
Hmm.
God brought me
We've
through
all
some
had to fight
things.
for something. Yeah, had to fight through
Yes, yes,
something. Yes.
yes.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
that is a wonderful thing. And so,
Thank you.
Joy, when did this song come out?
So Joy was my first Christmas release that just came out last
Oh,
December.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so we wanted to do something a little, Christmas light spirited, but still
Yeah.
share the message. And definitely was elated. I mean, it came out like the first week of December or
Uh-huh.
the end of the first week. And within 2 to 3 weeks, we were within the top 20 and got up to number 7 on Media Base chart. And I'm like
Awesome.
floored in, 2 or 3 weeks. That just doesn't happen. So
Yeah,
I'm just grateful to God that, people latched on to the message. And I think people just want joy, just wanted a happy song they could listen
yeah,
to. It's one of those good songs during the Christmas holidays. You're opening your gifts, you're eating with family. You can have it playing, and everybody's bopping
yeah.
their head and just enjoying Jesus Christian music, but yet and still having a great time.
That's
And
beautiful.
interaction. So that's kind of where the song came from for me. It's just, let's have joy. He brought joy to the world. He is our joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. I want you to, if you don't mind, if you could send that to me, that track
Oh, sure.
Joy, because I
Okay.
do have a Christmas hour that I do like
Please.
at the end of the year or during the holidays, and I
Yes.
showcase the artist music, the Christmas song. So
Okay.
please, by all means, send me that track because
Will do.
I
And
want to.
the great thing about that is we're doing it again. I'm working on
Okay,
something right now to come out with a new Christmas song for this year. So I'll
okay.
hopefully be able to send both of them to you.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. I'll be glad and be honored to share that with
Thank
with
you.
the people that's watching. All right, wonderful, wonderful. So, since we're talking about songs, you did submit a song to me, and it's called "Call on
Mhm.
the Lord." And so I've
Yes.
been listening. I listen to everybody's music, and sometimes I bet the artist be like, "Nah, I just know she don't listen to all that music."
Right.
Yes, I do. When I'm busy, I'm listening to music because it's what it
Yes.
does. It
Keep you
empowers
motivated.
me. It keeps me
Yes.
going. It keeps me going. So
Hmm.
I will not just listen to my music. I'm listening to everybody
Right.
else's music
Right.
too. You know,
Exactly.
so but I did listen to Call on the Lord. Call
Okay.
on him,
On
he
them
will
here
answer me.
breakthrough. There you go. You got
Yes.
it. You
So
got it.
I did listen to Call on the Lord
Awesome.
plenty of times. So
Awesome.
talk to the audience about the song. Let us
Yes.
know how it came about and just take this time to kind of encourage your listeners as well as just tell us how they can purchase the song and then we're
Sure.
going to play it. Hopefully it don't
Awesome.
mess up
Awesome.
on us. Okay. So,
Okay, okay. So yeah, so calling the Lord, just kind of like my faith in my fight. Hey, that was about 4 or 5 years ago. But calling the Lord came in the last 9 to 10 months, and we were like, you know what? We all find ourselves going through something. Kind of like I was just saying. And no matter what we find ourselves in, sometimes we don't have the answers.
mhm.
Sometimes our parents may not have the answers.
Yeah.
Sometimes, our siblings may not have the answers, or even our pastors and
Yeah.
leaders may not have the answers. And we just have to bow down on our knees, humble ourselves, not get
Yeah.
distracted by the world, and
Mhm.
bow down to God and say, Lord, I'm calling on you because you're the only one that
Yeah.
can bring us through.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where this song came from. I'm elated that it's dropped in May 30th. So it's been out a couple of months. It's doing really well, getting picked up by several playlists. So
Okay.
definitely go to your streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, you name it. You can find it all those digital platforms as Tina Nelms Music. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram as Tina Nelms Music, and you can book me through that as well via Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. But you can also go to our website, nelmsmusicplanet.com, and that's NELMS musicplanet.com. Creating music out of this world.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So I am looking for the file that I have on here. It
Yes.
is Tina Nems. All right.
Yes.
Call on the Lord, y'all. Give us a second and we're going to go ahead and play this for your listening ear.
Enjoy it. Yes. Call on him, he will bring you through. Call on him, he'll do it for you. Call on him, he will bring you through. Call on him, he'll do it for you. When you've gone as far as you can go, everybody's trying to tell you what to do. Bow down to the Lord. He's the one can pull you. All you gotta do is call on. All you gotta do is call on. All you gotta do is call on. Call on the Lord. You can call him, yes you can. He's got the master plan. Precious Lord, take my hand. Help me to stand. Life going back and forth, forth and back and forth. People pulling you from side to side, right to left and left to right. All you gotta do is call on. All you gotta do is call on. All you gotta do is call on. Call on the Lord. You can call him, yes you can. He's got the master plan. Yes, Lord, take my hand. Help me to stand. Every time I
let me down, never let me fall. You were there to answer my call. It was you that made a way out of nowhere. That's why I'm standing here and saying, yeah, call the one that made a way. Call the one who saved the day. Call the one that brought you through. Came to your rescue. Call the one that follows you. Mercy, grace, and love you. He's forgiven me and you. No matter what we do. Call the one who made the way. Call the one who saved the day. Call the one that brought you through. Came to your rescue. Call the one that follows you. Mercy, grace, and love you. He's forgiven me and you. No matter what we do, what's his name? Every day the same. Have you tried him? Let me hear you call him. You can call him. What's his name? Every day the same. Have you tried him? Only way you make it is to call him. Every day the same. Have you tried him? You can trust in him and believe. He's gonna come through for you. I know that he will and he will and he will. Over and over and over again. Rock me like you can. Hold me in your hand. Side to side. Letting me know you got me and you will. Rock me like you can. Hold me in your hand. Rock me. Like only you can.
Okay, you're on mute. I can't hear you. There you go.
I'm like, all right, we got through that.
Yes. I was like,
Girl,
oh my God, it's buffering every
I
minute.
know. So you know what? I was thinking to myself, I said, now, Lord, if anybody wanted to learn how to get the lyrics of that song, they had that
They
chance
had
right
ample
then
time. That's so true. So
to
true.
write every word down.
Yes, so true.
Oh my God! But it's still is yet and still it's a beautiful song. So guys, you see Tina Nim, you see that cover, the cover art. Go out and download that single, add it to your playlist wherever you
Please.
listen to great gospel music because it is truly
Yes.
a great song. All
Yes.
right, so Miss Tina Nims, the songs you have written thus far, which one was the most difficult song for you to write?
Oh, that I guess I don't think of the process like that.
Yeah.
Um, I one of the things that we do is songs on demand, and that literally you give me an idea, and God will bless me with the has blessed me with the ability to write a song within a day or two.
Yeah.
So I don't typically I don't go long lengths of time writing a song. I may
Mhm.
tweak it here or there, but typically when God gives it, He gives me words, lyrics, music, all at the same time. So
Yeah.
I guess I don't think of it like that. I mean,
Well, that's, you know what? That's
yeah.
good. That is great. So
I
is
mean,
there a
I know
particular,
that it's a gift. So I know it's a gift because
ye-
I give it all back to God because I know that,
yeah.
that is not something that in and of myself I'm doing. It is definitely God.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is
Hmm.
there a particular song you've written that means a lot to you? Which one of the songs that you know? Because sometimes, I could write a song and I'd be like, now that's my baby.
Right. Right.
That's my
I
baby.
got you.
I love, you can love all the songs that
Yeah.
you've written, but there was a particular one that really not only speaks to the crowd, but it speaks
To me.
personally to you. Which
Yeah.
song is that?
That's my signature song. My faith and my fight.
My
That's
faith
why
and
it
my
is
fight.
my signature song because yeah, that is the authenticity of who I am. Because
Uh-huh.
when we first put that song out, it's just me. If you saw the video, it's just me and the piano
Mm-hmm.
and an acoustic drum. We didn't go instrumentation. We didn't go all out on the first time we put it out. We put it out about a year or so later with instrumentation,
Mm-hmm.
because definitely for the masses, radio sounding things like that. But really, me at a keyboard or a piano, baby grand piano, and just singing, that's authentically me. And
Yeah.
so that was probably the most authentic that touches me. The lyrics, the message, because I think it takes us, no matter where we are, it's always going to be our faith and our fight that's going to get us through. And I think it
Mm-hmm.
speaks to the people, but it also speaks to me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. That's wonderful. And that song is powerful in itself
Thank
as
you.
well. So
Yes.
what kind of music career do you want to have in the current future? Is there anything more that you're working towards concerning your music career?
Well, of course, I want to continue putting music out that touches people. But like I said, I'm true to wanting to be authentic in my lane, and I know that a big part of me being an artist is my songwriting.
Yeah.
So, and the gift that God has given me in that area. So I do want to do more writing for other artists.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was such a great opportunity to do that for Molly. And I've had a couple of other artists I'm talking with right now, that working something out. So definitely wanting to do more of that, but also wanting to do things on the other genre side, such
Mm-hmm.
as jingles, commercials, movie trailers, love and inspirational music like the BBC Winans music. I have tons of that are
Yeah.
written, and so wanted to get exposure for that as well. And I do believe I have to say, in the last month or so, God has opened some doors with some individuals that are definitely coming for me to be able to do a little bit more of that as well. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So
Well, I'm
yeah.
looking forward to seeing more of
Yeah.
what you're going to be doing, for your music career and in the gospel. Um, but we know that even when we began talking, we talked about how the music started in the family, and most of us we receive our talents, through the church, and our
Right.
families in the church. But what was that pivotal moment that you experienced in your life that you said, I'm not on the right path? Or did you ever receive any type of experience that had you to think a while? And how did you get back to that in alignment of your purpose?
Um, I guess I would have to say maybe college years because
Uh-huh.
of course you're exposed to so many different things.
Yeah.
You leave your core, you leave your home church, your community of what you're accustomed to. Even though I was still playing for churches on the weekends, I
Mhm.
was in a whole different setting during the week, and I went down there and played for the gospel choir on campus and
Yeah.
taught. So it didn't leave me, but just being exposed to other things, making sure that Lord, I don't want to leave who I am and who you have placed in me to be
Mm-hmm.
because I'm being exposed to these other things. Yes, we need that exposure so we know how to handle ourselves and how to be dogmatic to defend the faith,
Yeah.
in those situations. But I did not want it to make me lose the core of who I was because of that. And
Yeah.
so I would have to say that's probably the major time because every other time in my life, I pretty much kind of stayed the core of, look, Lord, it's me and you. It's me and you.
Mm-hmm.
Even when things aren't going well, Lord, it's
Yeah.
me and you. I'm leaning dependent on you. I will trust in the Lord, no matter how
Yeah.
it falls. So I
Yeah.
have to say that now. Does that mean that my life has been perfect or I haven't had some ups and downs? Oh, by no means. But it just means that I knew where to go. I knew I knew who to call on. I knew to
Yeah.
call on the Lord.
Yeah. So since you said that, at this moment,
Yeah.
take the time to encourage the listeners that are watching, and even the people that really that is listening to your music will be watching this video. Give
Yes.
us some things that you can say that can encourage those people that are watching, especially elaborate a little bit more of that song, "Call on the Lord,"
Yes.
at this
So
time.
definitely my encouragement to you is a lot of times we get down on ourselves. We're our worst critics. We discourage ourselves in moving forward. We discourage ourselves from the next levels in life, thinking that, like I said earlier, we've gone as far as we're going to go. And as long as we're breathing, as long as God is allowing us to wake up, every new day, He gives us new mercy, new grace. So know that you can walk in that. Know that what He's put inside of you, He's got an audience for that.
Mhm.
So don't sit on it. Develop it, learn all you can for it, and know that He's with you. Know why you started doing it and stick to that, and make sure that you give Him the glory in every step of your life. Every level you get to, make sure you always stay humble and give God the glory. And that way, when you call on Him, He will answer. He's going to answer anyway, but you'll have
Mhm.
confidence in knowing that He will answer because I'm aligned with the Father. So just keep calling on the Lord.
Yes, yes, that's it. Call on him, y'all.
Yes, yes.
Because he's the one, he'll never fail you. I promise you.
No,
He will
no.
never fail you. He
Yes.
will chastise you when you get wrong
Yes.
now.
Yes, he will. Yes, it
The
will. Like
word
I said, it
says
haven't
it.
been it hasn't always been easy. I've had some chastisement too, but I had to say, okay, Lord, I did me in that moment. I
Yeah,
need you to fix me in this
yeah,
moment. Yeah. hmm
yeah.
Yeah.
So at this time, as an artist, how do you see yourself?
I see myself still as an upcoming artist because, of course, I'm not an A-lister. I'm not in those top 10, every week or what have you, that
Hmm.
most people would think industry-wise. But I
Yeah.
do think that God has blessed me to have a good following, and a good core group of people that are looking to follow the ministry, to follow the message behind the ministry, to support me in spreading that gospel.
Mhm.
And I think that I haven't arrived. I'm
Yeah.
still evolving. I think
Yeah.
that God has many doors and many rooms for me to walk into that I haven't walked into yet, for me to spread His gospel and for Him to get the glory.
Right, right. We all are still yet learning. We're
Yes.
still learning. We're
Yes.
still growing. God is
hmm
still giving us certain things to do.
Yes.
So that means is that we have to evolve.
hmm
I
Daily.
We have to evolve. We have to grow daily.
hmm
But
hmm
I listened to a video of a person who talked about growth and the success of us as a people. He said that we have to reinvent ourselves
True.
every 5 years.
True.
If we have not grown from the first 5 years
hmm
of us accomplishing the goals and the um, things that we said that we were going to do in our life, if we have not reached those, we have to reach back into and start over again.
Go over and learn that lesson again. That's
Yes,
right.
learn it again until you
Right.
get, and then the next
Right.
5 years
hmm
you should have we should be to the point to where we have evolved to the point to where we can learn and teach others, and
Right. Right.
then learn something else
Right.
for
Continue.
ourselves. Continue to evolve each
Right.
and every 5 years. And I
I
was
agree.
like, so that's why I keep doing all the stuff that I'm doing.
and
you know
and and lear- and feeling like, well, I thought I was. further along than that, or I thought I had gotten that part of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you find out that sometimes he'll circle us back in a
yeah.
few things, and not so much in everything, but just that, hey, that may be an area that he wants us to evolve further in.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes we think we've arrived in some aspects, but God have to show us, no, you're not where I want you to be. You might be where you want to be, but you're not
Right.
where I want you to be. So let's
Yeah.
continue on that path. So I think that's a great point. Great point.
Yeah. So, listeners, if you're out there and you're watching, you're listening, we have to continue to evolve, continue to grow,
Yes.
reinvent yourself, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And, if you watch me a lot, you will see that I'm always reinventing. 'Cause when I come around, I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking different all
Come
the
on.
time.
Come on. Come
I'm
on. Come
doing
on.
something different. The
Exactly.
music is different.
Different. The look is different. Come
It's not,
on.
it
My
is
talk is different.
right. It is not the same. It would never
Right.
be the same, from
Right.
where you saw me from the point where I had first gave my life to Christ.
Right. Oh no.
Now, what
No.
has happened? I have
Yeah.
evolved even from that
Whew.
point all the way up until now and have grown spiritually.
Yes.
Glory to
Yes.
God. So we
Yes.
learn each and every year. And so it does not end, y'all. It
And
does
the
not.
things that we go through and the situations that we're in teaches
Yes.
us things too. Because like you were talking about a minute ago when I gave my life to Christ. Well, at that age, let's see, I hadn't been married, didn't have a kid. Now I got a
Right.
24-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
that's getting ready to have a family and do his own thing. So I'm
Right.
trying to give wisdom to him while I'm still evolving and
Yeah.
figuring things out myself. So I
Yeah.
think situations in our life present us at a space where we have to evolve, and you
Right.
should, so that you can carry on, like you said earlier, to teach others, to be able to
Yeah.
pass that on to someone else. So I think
Right.
that's great. Hmm.
Right. So we want to
Yeah.
leave some good footsteps, before
Yes.
we leave this world, right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that's my main goal is to leave a good mark on this
Yes.
earth.
Yes.
you know.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So how
Love it.
do you have any techniques, for how you do before you sing in the crowd or anything like that? Any techniques you can share?
I guess for me, as far as techniques, it's always just making sure that I'm from a humble place. So I'm always being prayed up. I don't
Yeah,
like to eat before I don't like to eat before I sing.
me neither.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if it's all day. I think we have to do something tomorrow around 6, and me and my goddaughter, 'cause she's on the label as well, Brianna Wyatt, shout out to her. We're
Okay.
going to sing at an event tomorrow, and she's like, okay, we're not eating till after. Now we gonna really chow down after, but we can't eat before we sing. So
Yeah.
that's one major thing. And then, just like I said, being humble and prayed up, to make sure that I'm representing God and not standing up in me.
Right.
That's the most important thing.
Mm.
Other than that, it's warm liquids. I don't like to drink cold water. I don't like to drink. I like to drink lukewarm water for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep the vocal cords lubricated. For those that may know, I went through a vocal surgery about 2 years ago, so I'm very um, strategic about what I do and don't do,
Yeah.
as I'm leading up to major performances or something somewhere where I'm singing multiple times.
Uh-huh.
There's just a couple things doctor wise I have to do, because after singing so long, I have been singing since I was 5, and I'm in
Yeah.
my 50s. So when you've been singing that long, you have to make adjustments. So yeah, I
Uh-huh.
think that those are a couple things that I do, and then I have a straw that I blow through and things to get your vocal resonance in a good
Uh-huh.
place.
Is
So
is
just
it
just
like
different things.
yeah, is it like the little regular straw or is the
No,
straw
it's a
that you
metal
buy?
straw.
The
It's a
vocal
metal
straw.
straw. You can get it
Mhm.
on Amazon. You can get it, pull up Vocal Mist Company. I
Yeah.
do a lot of vocal misting as well to keep the nasal passages and things open.
Uh-huh.
So those are just some of the things that you learn after going through surgery. You learn, hey, I got to do a few different things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but that those are some of the things that I definitely do, is the vocal misting to make sure that your passages are clear, and
Mhm.
then to open up your resonance, blowing in straws and things like that. But there are metal straws.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that straw before. That's why
Hmm.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, okay, I know what you're
Hmm.
talking about. That
Yeah.
metal straw. And so
Uh-huh.
yeah, and singers we got to learn how to take care of ourselves.
It's a tool. It's just like
Yeah,
a muscle. Like anything else you work on, you got to work on that too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's good. Thank you so much for sharing that with us as well. and also encouraging the listeners that are watching
Yes.
and those that are here. Is there anything else you want to say before we get off, or any shout outs to anyone you want to mention at this time?
I just always want to give a shout out to the persons having me on. Thank you so much for having me. I
You're
appreciate it. You
welcome.
could ask anybody, anytime. I'm just grateful to be on. And then shout out to my label again, Nels Music Planning, my producer, Roger Bubba Dowling, our PR person, Tiffany Parker, and our operations guy, Tony Marshall. So shout out to our team there with NMP. Just glad to be a part and looking forward to what God's going to do. And stay listening for Christmas music coming soon.
All right, all right. And how can different ones book you? How can they reach you?
Yes. So you can reach me as Tina Nelms Music. That's NELMS. Tina, like Ike and Tina Turner. Tina
Mhm.
Nelms Music on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or you can reach us on the website at Nelms Music Planet. That's NELMS musicplanet.com.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that with our listeners. I'm quite sure some people are going to be calling you because you have some great music.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you.
have enjoyed you being a part of this
Thank you.
show. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching D Love Indie Radio and Talk Show. We thank you. We thank you, Tina
Thank you.
Nims, for being on the show. God bless you, everyone. And make sure we're doing well and we living and being legendary for Christ. God bless you,
Amen.
everyone. Have a great night. Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye.